Hello guys, it's Sefa from Seftimio TV. Today I want to bring you guys another video, talk about the process that I had to go through in order to get my solar panels through Tesla Solar, see how it was, give you guys a timeline on how long it takes, the things you have to do throughout the process, and just overall what the experience was like dealing with Tesla. So before I get into the video, I just want to say that I am a huge fan of Tesla. I am heavily invested in Tesla. My brother has a Tesla vehicle. He has a Model 3. I'll put that here somewhere. We have Tesla solar panels now. This was just my experience with Tesla solar. This does not mean that you'll be treated in this way. This does not mean that other customers are treated this way. It's just how it was for me. And to be honest, they were unprofessional. I feel like the customer service was just horrendous. They would never get back to me, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's just get right into the video. So things start out in May of 2019 where I went to the mall with my brother and a couple of friends. We went to King of Prussia Mall, which is one of the biggest malls in America. It's located in PA, King of Prussia, PA. We were going around. They have like crazy stores. They have like Louis Vuitton, they have Gucci, they have all these crazy stores there. It's a really big mall. So then we pop up at the Tesla shop. So we're like, oh, let's just check it out. So we go in there, you know, I'm fascinated by Tesla cars. So I was checking out mostly the Model X because I love the wing doors, man. The wing doors, dream car. Yeah, so I was checking out the Model X. I'll put my story right here on Instagram. I'll put that day. So I was just talking to the representative there, and my eye caught the solar panels, and I started asking her questions about it. And then we recently bought a house like 4 months before this. So I was like, oh, we might as well buy solar panels for our house. So she said all I have to do that day was put a $100 reservation fee, and I did that day. A week or two after you put your reservation fee down, Tesla sends out drones to check your roof, see how many panels could possibly fit on top of your roof, see the condition of it, and after that they set you up with an account, with a Tesla account, and all you have to do is upload your electric bill, a picture of your main panel, electric main panel, the breaker loads. You just take a picture of them and you upload it to your site. Also, if you have pool pumps, that's another thing you upload. And based off of those numbers, Tesla crunches the numbers and they propose a system for you, depending on how much electricity you are using. For us, they proposed an 8.19 kilowatt system with one Powerwall. Then the summer came by. I wasn't really focused on Tesla. I wasn't really focused on the solar panels. I was just trying to live during the summer. You know what I mean? The semesters are really stressful. So then I pushed it all off. And then in September, the semester started again. So I wasn't really paying attention again. But someone from Tesla, actually, one of the specialists, she contacted me. She was like, yeah, if you want to continue with your solar system, then please make an appointment. We could talk on the phone and see what the next process is. So then we got on the phone. I told her we wanted to get rid of the Powerwall because there's really no outages in South Jersey, so it's pointless to pay that much. And we're going to get gas from the utility company anyway, so we might as well not live off the grid totally. So then she called me. We talked about SRAX 2, which is another benefit that you get for going solar. For every 1,000 kilowatt that you produce, you get one SRAC, and it's like a stock market. It basically goes up and down. You can sell them, you can hold on to them, and then sell them whenever you want. Right now, the current market, it's valued at $227. Right now, if you have one SRAC, that's how much you're selling it for. So we talked about financing. She told me I had to go into my account, sign a few more things. Now, this is where things get tricky. So my brother, he bought the vehicle on the 18th of September, which was literally a few days after the system was proposed to us. So I told him that we were getting an electric vehicle, so that's why we got a little bit of a bigger size system. I think they proposed like something smaller, but I told him we were getting an electric vehicle. So she added like a few more panels. I don't know the exact number, but she added more panels. So I was like, okay. And then I went in, I signed the loan and stuff in my Tesla account. So everything was good to go. Now, a month later, my advisor from Tesla Solar contacts me and she's like, yeah, we need a copy of your MVPA that you got from buying a Model 3. I was like, okay, let me get that over to you. So I called the guy up or salesperson at Tesla. I called him up. I was like, yeah, we need the MVPA for the solar panels. Can you please provide that to us? And he emailed it over, so I forwarded it to them. And she hasn't gotten back to me in like, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks. So then I called Tesla again, and I'm like, I literally called them like 4 or 5 times probably within the next 2-3 weeks. I'm like, yeah, my advisor's not getting back to me. I texted her. I emailed her the MVPA form, the agreement. I sent that over. She hasn't gotten back to me. I just want to know what's going on. They're like, yeah, okay, we'll send out an email. We'll tell her to contact you. We'll tell her to contact you. Every person, I swear to God, they say the same thing. I feel like it's like a written phrase or something for them to say. They all say the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm just waiting for a call for like 3 weeks and nothing. No one is getting back to me. So this starts to frustrate me, I'm not going to lie, because if someone says they're going to do something, I would expect them to follow through, especially if you're running $1 billion company. Like, come on, Elon Musk, like, this is ridiculous. If someone says they're going to do something, they should follow up. If not, there should be some consequences. Now, it's like a month later, a month and like 5 days or something. For whatever reason, I have a new Tesla experience specialist. I was like, that's weird. So I was like, okay. So then I told her, yeah, I sent everything over. I signed everything. There's nothing in my account that says all the forms are signed. Everything is good to go. I was like, oh, what's going on? She's like, and she stated that our system will most likely be installed on November 20th. She texted me this. And I was like, okay, sounds good. There's nothing else I have to do. So within that time period of that month, so November 20th comes by, and so I stay home because I think someone from Tesla is going to come out because no one has communicated anything with me. So I stayed home because I thought someone from Tesla was coming out to do the installation that day. So nobody showed up. So I was like, that's weird. Why would they say that and then not follow through? So then the next day I contacted Tesla and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, no one came out for my solar installation. It was like, oh yeah, we don't know what's going on. Let's escalate this to a manager, blah, 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 whatever they say. And I was like, okay. And then they escalated it to a supervisor. And then a week later, the supervisor got back to me. She was like, oh, I'm sorry about the miscommunication and that your specialist couldn't get over to you, that the utility didn't improve your system. I was like, they didn't improve my system? What do you mean they didn't improve my system? Like, yeah, your system size is too big for your home and that your system cannot produce more than you're consuming. I was like, huh? Like, so I was kind of confused. And she's like, oh, yeah, your system's way too big for your consumption. I was like, is the vehicle on there? She was like, oh, actually, no, it's not. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean it's not on there? I told you guys this like 2 months ago. I sent the MVPA over to you guys. I did all this information you guys asked me for. I sent everything over. And what do you mean it's not included in the system? And she's like, they want a signed MVPA. And then I called the salesperson up again. I'm like, yo, bro, what are they talking about? They're like, I need a signed one of the agreement form. And he's like, I don't know what they're talking about. They're like, and he was like, oh, this is all I have. And he sent me the same thing back. I called the supervisor back. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing else that he can provide me. This is the only agreement that he has that he can show me. Mind you, they work at Tesla, so if they needed this information, they could just call up the sales or whatever section or whatever, I don't know, whoever they need, they can just call them up and be like, oh, can we get this agreement form and stuff. So I don't know why they try to put me as a middleman, like you're working at that company, so why do I need to provide you that information? So that got me frustrated, that got me fuming. And then on top of this is where things get crazy. This is where things like, my mind is just blown. This is what makes me not want to work with Tesla, not want to invest another cent into Tesla. This just made me lose all respect for Tesla. So here we go. So I get an email from Mosaic, which is the company that we finance through for solar panel. They're like, yeah, there's a form you have to sign. I was like, we already signed these forms. We already got the finance. We already got the money. We already did all this. I was like, oh, that's weird. So I log back in, and now there's a system that's only 5.04. I was like, bruh. I was like, what? I was like, this makes no sense. Why would they just downgrade their system down for no reason without telling me? So then I'm calling my specialist. I'm texting her. I'm emailing her. Nothing. There's zero communication. She's not getting back to me. When she's not getting back to me, this is just frustrating me even more. I'm just getting more reckless. I'm just getting angrier and angrier over time. I'm calling Tessa. I'm calling the main number. They're like, yeah, we sent her an email. She'll get back to you. And then when nothing is happening, like 2 weeks go by, nothing is happening. I'm trying to find out why they downgraded my size, why they downgraded the system. And they're like, yeah, we'll just send out an email. She'll get back to you. All they say is someone would be in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours. I have heard this like 15 times. Like, after like the fourth time, I was like, I already know what you're going to say. You might as well just, I don't know, just not even say, not even waste energy. I know what's coming. You don't even have to say it. I was like, can you please escalate this? They're like, yeah, supervisor will call you within 24 to 48 hours. Blah, blah, blah. I go, we're so sorry. I understand your frustration. You're not understanding my frustration if nothing is getting done. That's all I'm saying to them. I was like, nothing is getting done. I don't want you to feel sorry. I don't want you to apologize. I just want something to get done. I want to get my panels installed. That's all I want. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. And they're like, yeah, there's nothing we could do. It's only your specialist. So, okay. We're waiting for the specialist. Then, 3 weeks later, now we're in like middle of December, the supervisor actually emails me. She doesn't call me. Like, after like I called him like 10 times, 15 times, she emails me saying that the utility approves the bigger size with the electric vehicle after they added the electric vehicle to whatever they had to, the permit they sent out to the utility company. And then she's like, yeah, I just need you to go into your account, sign a few more paperworks. I was like, okay, let me do that. I was like, I'll finish that tonight so the process can be smooth, so we can get this done ASAP. I was like, I'll go in tonight. She's like, okay, that makes sense. And then I was like, can you please tell my specialist, I emailed this to her. I was like, can you please tell my specialist to contact me ASAP when she gets a chance so I can talk to her. And she's like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And like always, nothing happened. I had to call her like, I don't know, I would say like it took her like my specialist, it took her another 2 weeks to get back to me. We finally have things rolling. She's like, yeah, I'm so sorry about miscommunication. She's like, yeah, I'm the only one that's dealing with Jersey. She's like, we only have one specialist that covers all of Jersey, which makes no sense to me, which I think is ridiculous. So I was like, oh, I'm kind of sorry how I reacted, how I have treated you. And, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be mean. I just told her I was very frustrated that there was no communication, and she understood, and she was like, okay, I understand. And then she set up an appointment for January 13th. That's when the installation team was supposed to come out. So the installation team came out. They were at my house at like 8:30 in the morning. They went in the attic to check the beams. They got on top of the roof, to walked around, see the condition of the roof, see if it was suitable for the panels. And the guy, it took him like, I don't know, like hour and a half or something. I think it was like an hour and a half. And he knocks on the door and he's like, sorry to inform you, but we are unable to install today. I was like, hold on, what? What do you mean you can't install today? They're like, yeah, your roof is not suitable. You need new shingles. You need new underlayment. I was like, bro. I was like, you guys couldn't tell me this like months ago while the process of all this was going on. You guys couldn't tell me this months ago so I could get the roof changed. Oh, so I was frustrated. I was even angrier now. I'm just about to lose my mind dealing with Tesla. And I was like, okay, just tell me what has to get done. She's like, okay, I'll call the specialist. And the next day, the specialist, she calls me. She's like, yeah, we need this, and done, this, and this done. I was like, okay, sounds good. I was like, oh, can you send me like an estimate and everything for how much the job would be? And that took her like 2 more days. She sent me an estimate. She said 10K. I was like, what? Serious? 10K? I was about to lose my mind. 10K is like ridiculous amounts of money. I was like, come on, man. Like, you guys can't put this down a little bit. It's like, oh, no. And all this has to get done. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, can you tell me the minimum that could be done so you guys can install? So what we did was, there's like a small area of a roof that's not getting panels. So I was like, you know what if I just do the rest of the roof and just leave that one area? Would that be fine? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. So then I got a contractor, a third party contractor, and they did it for like 3 times cheaper. They did it for 3 times cheaper. They did the same thing that had to be done by Tesla. I was like, okay, perfect. Everything is done. I called the guy. I called the specialist up like 2 days after. I'm like, yeah, the roof is done. Can you please send a team out? And she's like, no. I was like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? She's like, we need pictures. We need an invoice of what was done. We need blah blah blah. We need this, and that. And I was like, I can get you an invoice, but I don't have any pictures, and I don't believe the contractor took any pictures when he was doing the work. So she's like, oh, in order to move on with the process, we need those pictures and we need an invoice of what's done. So I call the contractor up. He sends the invoice over, and she's like, we need pictures. I was like, I can't get pictures. What do you want me to do? You want me to go up in the roof and provide you guys with pictures? She's like, I don't know. That's just her process. I was like, you guys can come out and check it out. The installation team can come out and they can check it out to see that everything was done. And then she saw that I was getting frustrated again. She was like, you know what? Okay, let's just talk to the contractor, see what was done, look at the invoice, and go that way. So then finally, a week after, she was like, okay, everything is good. We're good to go. They set up an appointment for February the 10th. That day comes, and literally the day before, they're like, oh, you know what? We have to postpone. We have to push it back a little bit because the weather's not permitting us to install on this date. I was like, oh my god, can this get any worse? So then I was like, okay, she's like, yeah, we can come out on Wednesday, which was February the 12th. Yes, I believe it was the 12th. And then finally they came out. They did what they have to do. They installed the panels. I think it took them like 6 hours. They were here at like 8 a.m. and they left around like 2-ish. Yeah, so it took them like 6 hours. So I'll put the videos throughout this video of them installing. And when they got here, I asked the team lead. I was like, "Oh, do you guys mind if I record?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually do mind." He's like, "I don't feel comfortable of you recording me." I was like, "Oh, how come?" He's like, "Yeah, Tesla's kind of they're kind of about us not having gloves, or if they have, like, I don't know, I guess if they don't have gloves or like a hat or the right equipment, I guess, that they could get fired or something." I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to jeopardize your job. I don't want you to get fired because of me." So he was like, "Yeah, just let me know when you want to record and we'll move to the back. We'll move out the way." I was like, "Okay, that's good with me." So then we were done with that, and the next day, the specials called me. She was like, "Yeah, we just need to set up a building inspection, and now we're waiting for that. I think it's set up for next month."